Good morning, guys. We're waiting on a gold continuation to the upside. So I think this is a London Open bottom wick that's being formed. Let's see if we can create a support to get this bullish continuation. Yeah, this thing is skyrocket. It's up 0.70%. I think it's it's pricing in the rate cuts from that bearish candle we had yesterday, which was the biggest candle we've ever seen on gold since like 2020. So let's see if it actually, bigger retracement. It looks like it's a bigger retracement now, man. That would have been nice. That would have been a nice entry over here. See what happens. Maybe it gives like a little fake out before it pushes up again, comes in like this and creates like an inverted head and shoulders. But we're seeing it pull back right now, so we gotta wait. See movement up from this zone, so strong bullish here. All right, enter at the break of the highs, 1 to 2, 2 to 1. A daily bullish RSI divergence, low high on CVD, seller exhaustion. Pretty good trade over here. Got a buy on gold. Yeah, today feels more of like so far buys. That's where your entry was right here. Price pushed up around what's that, like 200 pips? 268. Hey, good morning, Tarek. Good morning, David. Morning, guys. Good morning. Look, Angie. Buys would have been solid up above there. Just got the continuation. That's all that we were missing. All that we were missing, continuation. But I don't know, maybe it pulls back down, creates us like a structure like this, and then we can take it up on the pullback again. But yeah, yesterday's daily was insane though. Look at this, our range got filled up. Remember what we said about this range? We break below support. It's already been filled up so quickly because we got that massive daily push, and then this candle opened on Asia and then filled up the range down towards, like 4,000-ish. So we're kind of respecting 4,000 level over here. See, right to the T, 4,000 psychological mark. And what we're assuming is this is pricing in for the Fed rate cuts. Fed rate cuts next week because we got FOMC next week. So it's a pretty key area, right? Like $4,000, hold it and then create some all-time highs if that's the case. And so we just gotta wait and see what happens now. We can keep pushing up. We're right below 4,200 there. Right below it. Nice, beautiful, clean range filled off that daily. Gold suffers worst day in 12 years after price crashes 5%. Is it over yet? That is the question. Is it over yet? Especially after we just got such a big bearish candle on the 5 minute right now, and then that news release comes out. It's like the time it, you know, it's like the time it with the way the market moves sometimes. So I like to imagine, look at this, 152 pip 5 minute candle, then we got that news release. Gold prices go off, profit taking behind drop. Metal is still up big this year. With all people lining up to buy for physical gold. Yeah, I saw this. People are lining up to buy gold. How insane is that? Maybe traders could have foreseen it, but is it over or is it just starting? That's crazy. That's crazy. Because, you know, like I saw this on the news not too long ago, maybe within a week ago. I saw it on the news, but imagine that. Like, that's when they're lining up, when price had already had the whole fucking bull run. That's when people started lining up. Isn't that insane? Because like it started here when Powell was already speaking. Remember this FOMC event when Powell spoke? This was that daily candle that started the whole thing. Man, this is the same mentality for cryptocurrencies. It's like when something's doing really well, that's when most of the people hear about it. When it's already like, you know, had its move. Man, that's insane. That's insane. But you know, the thing is, that's why I say you gotta learn the skill trading, and at least you're gonna get something for your pain. Even if you don't become a profitable trader, like trust me, just understanding the way the markets operate, then that's gonna give you a huge edge in whatever it is that you do. You know, the people who run successful businesses, they're not traders, but you know, they got some maybe some financial know-how of markets. If you're hearing about it, it's too late. Yep. The moment you start hearing about it, man, guys are lining up to buy gold. Then we had the biggest freaking daily candlestick drop since 2020. I saw this news. I saw that news push because I'm always like looking at the news, right? So I always see like, okay, you know, what are people doing? What's currently going on? And now that was like about like a week ago. I think I saw that. That was our first tabloid I saw of like just what's happening in the real world like that since the whole bull run. Some people are buying gold. People are cashing out on gold. I'm not as confident with buys as I used to be, as the pullbacks and selling pressure have been so strong. Yeah, man. Like, look at this even. It's already down to 0.20%. I thought we were going to have a really easy, nice London Open. We were up like 0.70, but see how fast the market shifts? We're already down 0.20, 17 actually now. It's insane. This bearish pressure, like, where is it coming from? Look at that. The daily flip is not even that far away anymore. Just needs to push down about 65 more pips. There's a bearishness coming from here. Just took profits on the open. Just need to retain capital. You got to protect your capital. Because I don't know about you guys, but I like my money. I like to protect my money. So if I get like a good day in the market, I'm looking to how can I maximize and protect it at the same time. See, gold route continues. Gold prices fell to around 4,100 per ounce on Wednesday, extending its retreat from record highs to more than 5% plunge in the last session. The steepest since 2021. It's changed the date over here. The metal faced downward pressure as traders locked in gains from recent record-breaking rallies, compounded with improving risk appetite fueled by hopes of easing US-China trade tensions, denting bullion safe haven appeal. Yeah, you know, people have no excuse nowadays to learn a new skill. There's literally no excuse. Everything is so easy nowadays. Like literally, so easy. With everything online, you gotta learn a lot of things. And back in the day, imagine you gotta wait for the newspapers to come out. Read the paper. Go flip through all the pages first, all the noise. Find what you're looking for. Subscribe to some magazines. Go through that, filter through that stuff. And now you get it. Now you get it on the spoon. They put it for you on the spoon. But they won't feed you, but they will put it for you on the spoon. You see, like every day it's put for me here on the spoon. But I still gotta put in the work. I still gotta put in the work. I still gotta read through them. I still gotta make sense of it. See how it looks with the technicals. But it's already done so much for you. So let's see. Let's see what happens here. Maybe we're gonna create... But it's actually good that we pulled back. I'm quite happy that we pulled back. As an in and out scalper, I'm staying far away from opening times and trading the more chilled. Yeah, that's the thing we speak about here, the London Open fake out. You say you always got to be a bit careful about that London Open sometimes. It can be your best friend or, you know, your worst enemy. So you got to be careful. It's just building structure. Yep. It's just building structure. It is just building structure. You guys want to see something cool? Man, I made this yesterday. I made this yesterday using AI. So I thought it would be cool to have like on a YouTube channel like this, where we could like do like some storytelling, and then, you know, like a voiceover. Like literally, this is a picture. So I first used a prompt. I first created a prompt of what I wanted the scene to be using. On ChatGPT, there's a GPT specifically for documentary style, you know, prompts like this. So it creates a very nice prompt, and then take that to another software which created an image. So this was the picture that I made. This was just a picture like this. And then take the picture onto another software, which now you tell the software what do you want the character to do or whatever it is, right? So I said, picking up or drinking from this teacup over here. And he actually made this. Look at this. Look at how sick this is. That's literally a picture. Look at the freaking reflection on this thing. And there's like different versions of that AI, some which are more expensive, and it's all about like the quality that you get, but you pay more tokens. This was like the cheapest one, I think, that I used, and look how beautiful that looks. Literally see the reflection on this thing. And you know, it's like one of those YouTube videos where they explain stuff. So every trader starts their day on their desk, take a sip of coffee over here, and you know, now they're ready to go. But you know, it's AI at the end of the day, so you still gotta like edit a bit here and there, because like the cup came back again over here because it's just a picture. I like how smooth that is. Like a graphics designer, this would take them how long to render this, create that movement? Like how long would that take to do all of that? So sick. So sick. Technology is so cool. And you got so much information out there. There's literally no excuse nowadays. There's no excuse to why you're not putting in work, why you're not showing up, why, you know, like it's literally all out there. Damn, want to make one? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Fake AI guru? Yeah, man, it's probably gonna be one in the future. Maybe there's gonna be one already. I want to make a ninja milking a cow called markets. Yeah, man. You know, the thing about those things, it's quite expensive right now. Like you're gonna spend a lot of money on those credits and getting it right the first time and all. But it's pretty cool. I don't think I have the time to do that though, unfortunately. But you know, I was just testing it out. It looks really awesome. Tecnologia. You guys seen the vlogs though? Like, actually, people make AI vlogs. It's insane. Like, there's one I was watching the other day. AI vlogs, man. Like, if you go on the internet, it's sometimes getting harder and harder to tell what's AI and what's real. Sometimes I gotta watch it like twice, and then I realize like, hey, what's going on here? This is not real. Like, look at this shit. This AI. I mean, obviously, so you can tell like from time to time. Literally, like a whole freaking vlog. This looks like an actual place. It's got the motion blur and everything. Man, look at this freaking camera right there. That's a GoPro. Man, we came a long way from Will Smith eating pasta. Or like the Will Smith AI eating pasta. How goofy it looked. We've come a long way. Look at how crazy that is. Freaking see the thing in the camera here. Yeah, we might be ready to skyrocket back up. Boom, let's see. How does this look? Pretty decent. What freaking... We could probably like tighten the stop here a bit more. Hey, what's up, Joshua? Good morning. Be perfect if we can create another support. See what goes on. My mother almost got scammed in the UK with some fake investment. UK Prime Minister was recommending it's an AI vid. Damn. Yeah, I see volume coming in to the pullback here. I hope it's not chopping though. The 5 minute looks a bit wicky, but it's still, you know, it's still early to say. It's got 4 minutes here for this next candle to close. But we're starting to have a little bit of wickage. Oh, we got that 8 SMA. Damn. We got that 5 minute 8 SMA right here. That would be nice if this was a little bit more inside. So if it was going to reject this 8 SMA, it could just do it inside of the drawdown area. So you can get a buy here. Break of these highs, we got some clean range over here after price came down. It's retested support. You see how it's filled that range? Look at this. Look at how it's filled this range all the way down to support. Like kind of what happened on the daily, and then the daily started pulling back up again. So we filled that range down towards support. So we got a lot of nice range back up until like 4160. 4160 for price to go up here. So that's what I'm waiting for. Waiting for a break. We see the way our SMAs look. We're kind of like in between on the 1 minute. We don't really have so much confluence on the SMAs. You got the 50 right over here. You know, we at least got the 8 in our favor. We got the 5 minute against us right now. Would be good. It got the 15 minute against us too. Would be good if the 5 minute pulled down a little bit more. You see, but look on the higher time frames, at least we got the 30. And what I'm actually trying to catch is more of like a higher time frame move. Right? We got the 30 SMA, the hourly SMAs in our favor. We're approaching that 4-hour SMA. So, you know, those SMAs there could give us a bit of a hard time. So it would be nice if we at least get the 5 one in our favor a bit more. Like, so that for that to happen, this candle would need to close. In the next, like, 2 minutes. There's a beautiful close right here. Ah, it's still pushing down. So you can this level hold. AI is creating movies about why we shouldn't take vow too far. Them AI movies also looking pretty cool. I love the fact that they can make it consistent across all scenes on the AI movies. So if you got a character, you can just keep the character's integrity and not have it look like a different person. I feel like this thing's trying to rip up, but you know, it could happen at literally any moment. It could be any one of these bottom wicks over here. Just visualizing. I'm visualizing what I want to see from the market before it happens. So I want to see a candlestick do this. I want to see one of these candles just start ripping up. Well, we'll see what type of day it is, you know? We'll see what day it is. Yesterday was sells during a London session. Maybe today is buys. And I gotta go use the bathroom real quick. But I know I could miss this move. I see that 5-minute SMA. Yeah, it's caught up. You see now the 5-minute SMA. Look at this. It's inside the zone. It's inside the zone over here. So if it rejects, it should just reject, bounce off it like here. Now it's a bit safer because sometimes you get that kiss of death and it comes down instead of that happening where the entries are. So if we start breaking above it, that's going to be a good sign. And let's see, breaking above the 15-minute as well at that point, and we'll have the 30 to support the move upwards. You can see it's beautiful little accumulation right over here after price had a pullback to the downside. Come on, Goldie, we want to see you fly right now. Will AI trades in the future and raise money for themselves? When it's time for world domination, yes. They'll be like, okay, so we're planning to take over the humans, so we gotta figure out where we're gonna get money from. Let's play out the market. Easy. Easy. Or hold them hostage. Get some nuclear codes. Got 2 minutes for this candle here to close. Oh man, it's quite important how it closes. I think there's an earlier entry here. Damn guys, this is tricky. But there's an potential earlier entry over here. Damn, I couldn't plan for this. Okay, 2 point. All right, so let me see. Boom, boom, boom. I would need this candlestick to break though, and then get in. I got like 12 seconds. Might as well just wait for the main move up here. Wait, can we get a candlestick to close bearish? Would have been nicer. Five minutes about to close as well. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for I'll wait for like a bearish closure, so we get that new 5-minute open first. Move this over onto the side. Make this look nice and neat. All right, now I get the break of the highs and should be good. Provided we get a solid break. What's the difference between this and this? About like 11 pips. Because there's one right here. There's a sooner entry right over here. It's around this 11 pip pocket. Gold recovers slightly after sell-off. We got a news just came out. And I want to freaking pee so bad. See, it's creating a bottom wick on the 5-minute. It's being held by that 8 SMA. See, you got to get through that 8 SMA. See, that's kind of giving us a hard time there. See, it's kind of, I call that the bully SMA. So it kind of bullies the candlesticks. See how it's bullying this guy? See that bully SMA. Gotta get beyond it. Just once we get beyond it, we should be able to continue pushing bullish. Could be creating that bottom wick. Let's see how the hourly looks. Oh, hourly's bearish. Get a break of these highs. You think we can get that hourly reflip? Because it's not uncommon for the hourly to just, you know, completely reflip over there. We could get a strong pullback. Then in hindsight, that's going to be the hourly bottom wick. But yeah, the hourly, you know, the hourly being bearish is not it's not the greatest thing. It would be much nicer if we had the hourly in our favor, if the hourly was bullish as well. One hour and 4 hour bearish, kind of hard to trade buys. Yeah, the 1 hour, 4 hour. 4 hours bullish. Oh wait, the 4 hours bullish at least. We got the 4 hour candle, which is still bullish. But for us, the hourly is more. It would be nicer if we get the hourly. Well, what can you do? I still think it's a pretty good trade. Like, if price was to move up, this would be the point A. And what you'd be seeing next is going to be distribution. So I don't want to miss out on that. What you're going to see next is distribution for candlesticks to fill this range. So you got to get through these wicks over here. Then candles can fill this range up back towards like 4160. I'm struggling with it. You get like as soon as a candle starts to break above these highs, I don't mind if we hang here, but like I don't know if we can actually hang out here for like the next 30 minutes till the new hourly opens. We'll see what happens. Maybe it breaks these lows and keeps pushing down. It's already coming down. See if it respects these wicks. Might need to adjust lows. Slightly breaking those lows. Let's retest the lows again. You see how close that was? So for sure, if it's like retesting lows like that and then starts to break the highs, I'm really expecting this thing to fly up. On the 5, it looks like a small little mini liquidity grab or a small squeeze maybe of some buyers who are already in the market. Right over here. It just also bounced off that 8 SMA. See how the SMAs are compressing right now? How the 8 is coming with the 50. So you see we're actually expecting a big move soon. You could also think about it like oh, we got the 1 minute right here. Okay, so we got some 1 minute candle closes. That ASMA should start dipping in a bit more, which is good, into this drawdown area. Nice. You can also think of SMAs like a trend line in a sense. When when you have these kind of trend line breaks. Difficult now? Yeah, I reckon it has something to do with that hourly being bearish. So we might even see another further downside possibly. Yeah, I think also it's tricky at the moment. There's possibility of shotgun confluence. Yep. It's like the sellers want to take out the buyers right here. There's a lot of buy orders sitting underneath this. See what kind of break this is going to be. How can I get that SMA indicator? It's in the description box. Or you can come over here on Discord. It's on Discord as well. Got it here, SMA indicator. What's going on? Could this be a fakie? And it rips back up. So he's trying to pull liquidity out of this area for buys. If that's the case. Try to see who can we get these sellers in here. Maybe going also for the wick fill. I kind of want a tighter stop. We just got a new 5-minute open. Ooh, that's the best part, just watching. Because the more we get to watch, the more we start to see, like, get a better idea of what it wants to do. Sometimes it's good when it takes a while. We just got a candlestick close below support. Could be the fakie, could be the whip. All right, chat. I'm going to the bathroom real quick. It could be waiting. I think it's waiting for the hourly. It's so jittery right now. Holy. I see a lot of it on the 5-minute time frame. That's where we're really in the trenches right now. We're in the trenches, the explosions happening around us. Mods flying all over the place. That's what this feels like. Until we get some reinforcements come in. It should be above like 40, 41, 45. We're ETA 2 minutes. Stay strong, soldiers. Эй, привет, как дела? Добрый день. Alright. Yeah, you can't trust any one of these candles right now because the way they're pulling, we just got a new 5-minute open. This thing does not have a bottom wick yet. Scary to trade today. Selling pressure is insane. The previous, what's that? The previous 4 hour doesn't have a bottom wick too. Yeah, I don't know where these sellers always coming out from the woodworks. Let me tighten the stop over here a bit more. But yeah, looks like we might have been waiting for that hourly open. See, we're not too long now. At this point, it should just like not even break. It should just wait for the hourly open. Analysis is changing by the minute. Need to get out of here. Leave this. This is more 50-50. Anything inside there. Alright, volume is coming. Interesting. Still got about like 12 minutes before the new hourly opens. 5-minute candle here is trying to push up. Alright, so this is probably the one that triggers in. Alright, I'm in. Let's freaking fly, Goldie! Stop loss break even here, guys. Holy! Oh, what happened there? It pulled down so fast. It pulled down so fast. Couldn't even set my break even. But, you know, basically. I was expecting this continuation to just break out. It could still play out, but I wanted to see a clean follow through. Holy man. That was quick. That ripped up about like 20 pips. Now we could just see a continuation. This is a similar trade like a... Because, you know, you can always get back in. That's the whole idea, you know. If you don't get the push, you can always get back in. Yeah, this is like a similar idea. What I think I might just wait for the new hourly open. I'm going to give this a second shot over here. Let me show you what I think this kind of trade would have been like. I thought it was going to be like this. You see how this one, look at this on the 5-minute. This is a 5-minute candle. So you might think, oh, it might not have the juice in it, but sometimes it does have juice in it. You know, in it. Look at the size of this 5-minute candle over here. Freaking massive, right? And you would not expect it to push that much when you're getting in. So that's the initial vibes I was getting from this. I was like, okay, you know, I think price can continue to push up. But the context of this trade is slightly a bit different. You know, we got that hourly open in about like 10 minutes. So if I give it a shot, I'm just going to wait for the new hourly to first open. And see, maybe like price is going to play around this area here for a bit. But I do want to fill that range over there. Say the 5-minute, because if the 5-minute wants to do liquidity grab, that would be the grab right there. We wouldn't be re-breaking that area. It's so weird. I think a glitch happened on my C trader because I put the break even there actually, but I had break even. Price was underneath my entry, but I had that break even. I had the red line over there. So it was like a break even, but I had to manually close. Damn, that was a quick 20 though. That was so fast. A quick 20 pips. Quickest trade ever? Yeah. I'm only gonna give it another shot. I think the reason is just because of that hourly. You know, the hourly is still kind of like heavy bearish. Right there, we might need the new hourly open. So that's why I'm gonna wait to give. I don't usually give my trades a second chance, but this is a kind of like situation like that. Yeah, first idea on the push. On just a straight push. No go. Now we try again. We had a 16 pip stop loss. Could have secured something, I think. Where can I find your stream without delay? We stream on Discord as well, but that's just for exclusive members. Zero delay here. There's no bottom wick on the 5? Oh, there's previous 5. But in that case, you know, there's no bottom wick on the previous 4 as well. Let's see. We got a little bit of time here for a. Hopefully, it doesn't start breaking until that new hourly like fully opens up. Oh, 5 minutes till the new what is it called? Till the new hourly open. Yesterday was hell. That's why I say like trading is all about reactions, right? It's all about reactions. How good are you at reacting? Not overthinking. So when it's time to execute, you execute. When it's time to manage, you gotta manage quickly. That was a very suspicious. Very suspicious 5-minute candle, eh? Just trying to break out of this range over here. And it knows. That's the funny thing, you know? The market knows. It knows that if it's gonna wait, it's gonna wait for that new hourly. And then you just gotta have that candle right there. That candle had to break these highs. See, now it's taking out these areas. See, like trading such a psychological game. It had to push up there, eh? The initial rip was good. The start was good. Truly thought we would see that same reaction that we saw previously on the other 5-minute example. I'm still in this. Fat finger's too slow. It's like freaking distributing to the downside. Yeah, it's weakened quite a lot over there. I don't know if it's actually going to pull back up. That was a liquidity grab. Oh, it's making quite a big accumulation here. Starts respecting these support areas. That will be the range. From here to here, that's going to be about like 185 pips. It actually does shorts now, yes. Getting a new hourly open here in about 2 minutes or 1 minute. What's this? I'm thinking there's a shortage in copper and increased demand for gold. I was just trying to stick my head out. That was me trying to stick my head out the trench, get a few shots in. Poo poo poo. Then we had a lot of backfire. We got people shooting back. We're like, oh, it's too crazy out there. We can't go out there yet. Reinforcements, where are you at? ETA. It's unfortunate we got some soldiers got shot in that one though. Some soldiers stuck their head out and got shot. Like trading is like the art of war. So now we wait. There's a tank rolling in right here. You see this? This is a tank rolling in. That's gonna distribute somewhere. Could be a little fakey here too. From that area. Boom, little fakey back into that range and then starts to break above. If I look at the path of least resistance, you got a path of least resistance up over here. Still looks a lot cleaner to move up. It was like 4160. Like this. Coming down, it's like, okay, you know, it's gotta go, it's wick fill over here and then it's got another support areas over here and here. It definitely has a lot more areas to move from, move through than if we had just broken above this resistance to move up. I think there's a little hope that it'll pull up again. Looks like it didn't want to move up. It's distributing to the downside. It's just playing out the sells again. Daily's actually flipping right now. Crazy. We had a nice little pullback too. A beautiful pullback. Just to move up like that. And now it's like flipping the daily. So the sellers of the accumulation got paid in this one. It's crazy. It triggered the buyers though first, and then triggered the sellers. So that was like I guess that would be like a confluence for them, seeing that it broke the highs first and then it pushed out. Because usually if there's no manipulation, then it should not even break the high. It should just, you know, break the lows. So that would be a classic accumulation, manipulation, then distribution. See, but you know, that's a good thing. You manage your risk. So you know, like how your good trades usually play out. Then you don't have to hold this, because there's a way the market moves when you're getting these losing trades that you can, you know, get out sooner. Yeah, crazy push. Holy, might be getting a sell. That would be crazy. First time on stream this year. Switching a bias from a buy to a sell in one session. Yeah, if it keeps coming down, then I would be looking for more for like a sell. Then we might just see a sell continuation. Although I really wanted to see buys today. And it's already retested the lows here by 4,000 as well, you see. Damn, what a melt. Negative 0.11%. Holy, indeed. What a freaking distribution. Just had to be on the right side. There's a one there and one here. This one had zero drawdown on the break. This one pushed like from the break about 84 pips. God damn. Right from the break of these lows. The first break was about 20 pips. That was a lot of volume. Down 0.30%. Hey, it might be like that week. Remember that week where price had just completely dumped? And then we just got it, the pullback, and then continuation. It might be a day like that. Going through these support levels there on the left-hand side. Trying to fill up range from 30-minute support down towards this next zone by 40.86. Hitting your stop loss, then going your direction is crazy. Oh yeah, you know, also at the same time, that was liquidity grab, but it was also hitting people's stop losses. That's true. So it also shook some traders out there as well. And the market can sometimes be a B word. Trap the buyers, take out the sellers, then it's ready to move. Greedy. Greedy son of a gun. But you know, the thing is, like, that doesn't always happen. And that actually, in my opinion, this doesn't need to happen. Right? I only think like this happens because it's just like for me, what I personally think is an additional variable to trading. A little bit of manipulation, you know, like house always wins type thing. But same as casinos, you gotta like let you win a few times. But you know, there's always like some kind of like systems in place to always do such a thing like this. For me, I don't think this has to happen, honestly, guys. I think like this is just, if this didn't happen, it would make hit rates a lot more cleaner for a lot of people. A lot more trades would be a lot more intentional if we didn't have the breaks like this, just so to go in the opposite direction. So that's how I've looked at that over the years, because this has been happening like, this tends to happen from time to time. Doesn't happen all too much, but you know, that's why you shouldn't like over trade. So when you come onto the charts, you know, you're going to take like a few trades a day and just call it a day to avoid like certain situations like that. You also got GJ seems to be consolidating here heavily. Loads of wicks building up, chopping up quite a lot. Brutal B word, yes. It's brutal. 4-hour flip. Yeah, we got 4-hour reflip over here. The hourly bearish continuation. And that hourly candle opened and dropped. It just dropped, eh? It's a pretty nice confluence, that hourly open. See, if we had that in our favor in confluence, see how good of a confluence it is because of how much volume comes out of it? It's like literally just dropped, like it just opened and then boom. Yeah, daily flip too. Would have been nice to see a recovery today. Gold prices recover slightly after tumbling Tuesday. It fell as much as 6.3% during the set. Imagine yesterday, all you had to do was sell yesterday. Jeez, look at this thing. It's already down again, 0.50. It's like it's kind of like yesterday, but at least we got a setup for the sells yesterday. That was the first distribution, basically. You see, that was a bus stop, right? It could have gone two ways. We could have gone up or we could have gone down. But at least we were in the vicinity. It could have also gone like this. But you see, we put ourselves in the vicinity of where the move happens. That's all that we're trying to do. So right now, because we know this, we can also be patient now. Because we know it's in a distribution. It's just paying out the sellers. So we just gotta wait our setup again. Wow, the precious metal could retrace towards $4,000 an ounce before rebound can emerge, but we already actually hit 4,000. However, although a correction is in play, the overall technical setup remains bullish as the commodity is trading above both the 20 and the 50-day simple moving averages. Wait, what did they say? 50 and 20. We use a 50 and 8. The 20 would be something on a higher time frame, I think. Because we trade on the 5 and the 1 minute, so the 8 is really good. See, gold prices. The dollar, the hype, and the herd. A stronger US dollar and a rush of profit-taking sent investors stampeding for exits. After months of bullish euphoria, many traders decided it was finally time to cash in those record gains. As when people are lining up to buy gold, people are cashing out. It's been like a whole year. Where were all these people lining up to buy gold? It's literally the end of the year. The irony, physical gold demand has just hit fever pitch. Oh, you see? Queues outside gold shops were seen in multiple countries last week as retailer buys to scramble and grab bullion. A telltale bubble sign. Oh, man, you said it. You said it, TradingView. You said it, not me. As they say, when the barber starts bragging about their gold coins, it's probably time to sell. The sell-off also followed signs of easing US-China trade tensions, which lowered immediate demand for safe haven assets. It's so true, guys. Like, even this whole year, you know how we've been talking about gold in the bull run? Like, literally none of my friends and people I spoke to, they had no clue. But it's only now when gold had hit like around 0.50%, I started seeing a little bit more people kind of like talk about it. I was like, damn, you guys, what the hell y'all been? It's like literally the end of the year. Like, that's why I love trading, guys. You see into the matrix before everybody does. Like, if you want to learn about the matrix, the closest you're going to get to that is the markets. I think that's why the selling pressure is coming in so heavy right now. It's just got like a bubble that burst. Let's see if I can grab a sell soon. We get a nice little setup. Caught that drop, probably down for today. Oh, nice. Okay, Barber is gonna start telling you about it. Hey, Luke, you see the price on gold, Luke? Look at this thing. I'm thinking about buying me some gold. Then Luke's busy cashing out. Took a sell, made everything back. Nice. No, don't teach this in school. 4080 is a key level. Sheesh, that 5-minute looks nasty. That's why it's so important to always manage your trades, you know? You should never marry a trade. You should always be willing to get out if it starts to go against you, if it starts to do what you did not expect it to do. Because most of the time you're right. Most of the time you're finding yourselves in these situations where you know price is going to hit stop loss, but you do nothing. You know, even me, look at me. I got like small slippage. I put my stop loss to break even. It was slightly under break even, but guess what? I still closed it. I wasn't going to hold it and wait for break even again. But you see, that's the problem. Most... Oh my days. Holy! Gold, have mercy. This is a 1-minute candle, chat. That's literally 270 pips. 270 pips. That's like half of a daily volume on typical gold volume. It's like 270. It's like a half of a daily candlestick. Insane. Look at this. This is a daily candle on gold in you know, just around the summer months over here, July. Look at the size. That's a 1-minute candle. This is a 1-minute candle. And this is a daily candle. Bruh. This is insane. Freaking 1-minute candle. Just bled off this accumulation right here. Say like fell off a cliff. Bloop. TFX concepts. The only thing was this was definitely a tricky one. Unless you are just looking at the sell ideas to avoid that potential break of the highs in the first place. Bloodbath. The market has changed, yes. It has shifted on us real quick. All-time highs, X all-time lows. Where if I held my short, I would be done for the week, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, you know, this is something that you can actually preempt this because you know gold has been selling off. You know this. You know this even by yesterday's daily candle, biggest daily bearish candle or just in general since like 2020. You know this, so you can kind of like preempt it, right? But it takes definitely a little bit of planning. It's like, okay, so if I get a sell, I know there's a lot of selling pressure in the market. I'm just gonna hold. Just same thing like what happened also yesterday's trade. It was like an insane move that we caught. It just takes a bit of planning, you know? And the sooner you catch on, the better. Because it's been maybe since last week we saw the selling pressure coming in. But this week you've had like 2 chances. You know, sometimes it just takes 2 times for you to hit on the 3rd time. That's why I did as well during the bull run. There's some trades over here where they are happening at the same time. I saw it happen twice. And on the 3rd attempt, I held the trade. And it was a pretty good trade. But sometimes, you know, you're going to see it twice before taking it or committing to that idea. It might even take out the Asia low at 4,004. Yeah, Asia lows, man. Back to $4,000 a troy ounce. Looks like that could be the target. So trust me, just like yesterday when you thought it bottomed out at 4,300 or wherever you thought it bottomed out, and how price just kept bleeding. It could be the same thing today. So don't bring yesterday's mistakes into a new day. You know, you should already know that the market can move longer than you think it can. There's a beautiful setup right over here. Same thing that just played out right now. Same thing. This was yesterday. Same thing that's just played out right here. See on the 1 minute. Same structure, right? Different day. Different day, same structure. Different day, same toilet seat. But I think it's going to... Yeah, that 4,000 looks pretty good as a psychological mark there. So you might think we've missed the move, right? But you'd be surprised. We might even get another setup here and then get that continuation. Easy to see now, but I had it from the top and didn't hold it because I was not in the plan. I would be mad if I plan to hold and not hold. Yes. When you plan to hold, the best thing you can do is set your alerts. When the trade goes to break even, just set your alert at break even and alert at take profit and forget about it. That's the only thing that you could do, because when you see the profit, you're going to secure. I was watching buys earlier. That's so lucky. I got hungry. Oh, yeah. Little sandwich saved you. See, you get the pullback now. Pullback, structure, continuation. That's what I'm waiting for now. And yeah, I'm going to hold it a bit longer. Make back that 0.11%. Because now we know price is moving, right? We know we're selling a lot of selling pressure. So we're going to feel pretty comfortable about that. I need to just start reacting and not be so committed to a bias. Yep. That's all it is, trading. Reacting. Emotions is what gets in the way of a lot of achievements. Emotions. When you feel like doing something, when you don't feel like doing something, you're not gonna do it. You know, your emotions have nothing to do with your success. 900 pips from your entry? What do you mean 900? 90? Daily candle has moved. How much has it moved? Wait, where's your entry? Holy. Okay, maybe 900. Damn. That whole range. Wait, this daily candle from wick to wick. It's 1,600 pips. It's already done 1,600. You gonna take some positions? If the market gives me a position, yes. Got 350 pips from the bottom reaction. Oh, rejection. Nice. Crazy times, these swings can make you a millionaire / billionaire or a beggar. Trust me, give it a try. That's true. I sold, then taking profit at the bottom, then buy back. Gonna hit some chests today? Alright, man. It's filling that 1 hour wick left behind. I went from 2k to 15k in just 2 minutes.
Bomboka!
Vic, I want a cookie. I've been sub for long. Nah, man, you got chest to do. You did abs yesterday. Today you got chest, sir. No cookies for you. It's so unfair how easy it is to get all those calories in, and how difficult it is to burn it. It's like everything good in life is hard. It's always put on the other side of difficulty. Everything that's good in life is always difficult. At least we got a nice little pullback here. I made $200 on a down move and made 200 USD on the up move. Nice. Let's go. And we're gonna have a buttery trade here, hopefully, now that we've had a retracement to pull back up. You think it's still going down? Yeah. I think it's still going down. Because if it's not moving up, like, this is not how price behaves if it's supposed to be moving up. I made $60 in a 3-minute and I lost it in 30-second. Yeah, I mean, if you're in a buy, it takes longer usually. Buys take actually longer than sells. Generally speaking, there's more sellers in the market than buys. This is a normal amount for the day. These are beautiful conditions. The sun is out right now. It's a sunny day here. It's better than if it was ranging. I'd rather have this crazy pushes than have a ranging day, because all I need to do is get stuck in. Getting stuck in is the hardest part. Seeing a setup that you genuinely like and want and will accept a loss in that move. You know, you always gotta ask yourself, do I accept losing this trade? And if the answer to that is yes, then you know that's the trade you should be taking. That is the most difficult part. Getting stuck in. It might start cooking something here soon. It's a small accumulation if it starts to break again the lows. I want something a bit wider. I don't know. Could look better. Could look better. Maybe if price came down a bit more. Boom, 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 boom. That's kind of what I want to see. But given the amount of volume right now, this thing could literally just break these lows. Let me just monitor this. If you pull up, I wanted to pull up, create a support there, and then break the lows. But I don't want to break just like now. Man, I know it's like probably gonna do it though. Got a new 30-minute candle that's about to open up. Maybe last 13 seconds can pull up. Nope. See if you get a strong pull up here on this 1 minute candle. That'll look again quite interesting. See a candle do this. Something of the sort. And then re-break the lows. Gonna look at this like right shoulder over there. Come on, Goldie, something a bit stronger. We need a little something more of a stronger push. Because I wanted to test these areas out a little bit more. Fill this area out a bit more before breaking, committing to the downside. We have nice clean range. Here as well in the 1 minute time frame. 5 minute looks good. Break of these lows. We got that SMA confluence in our favor. Before commit and mate. This thing is gonna bleed. This thing is gonna bleed. Like if it actually dumps and distributes from this level, holy! Look at this 1 minute range down towards like 40.65. Let's see what confidence we can get. You know, if like a candlestick can close above a resistance even like this, and then the next candle to come down, start ripping down like this, that'll be quite interesting. Then we're gonna have here a liquidity grab situation, and then price can come down, fill this range. Because now we've got a market direction, right, chat? Now we've got a feel of the market direction, correct? Anybody think like, you know, that's a bad idea here? I think it's a pretty good idea. I wish we had this sooner though. I wish we had the confirmation sooner. We're getting some rejection wicks on the 5-minute here too. If you notice, starting to reject that 8 SMA. Getting a bit more wicks to the upside on the 5. Need to re-break these previous 5-minute lows. It's probably going to be fast, guys. There's a lot of volume, so get ready for another BE pretty quick if it pops down here. Bad idea. Oh well. I'm just gonna have to give it a try. You don't think the downside was a liquidity grab? No. If you look at gold, how gold has been moving, it's been moving crazy bearish. Like literally, just look at yesterday's daily candlestick. Just look at what just happened right now. Like gold has pushed from here to here, 700 pips. How is this a liquidity grab? 700 pips is not a liquidity grab. That's direction. That's literally 2 daily candlesticks on average on gold. What gold does like on an average day, that's 2 daily candles. Do you have scripts on CTrader for BE as such? No. But it is the daily FVG now. Most likely we will see consolidation before another bang. That's why I think the consolidation is here before the next bang. Because you see it's like a point A. See, we've stopped. We've stopped. Before, like market was moving crazy. But now it's kind of like we've stopped a bit. Let me look at the structure. All right. I don't know if it could definitely look a little bit better, but with this amount of volume, it'd be nice if it came down and created one more support like anywhere here before breaking the lows. If you want to be like extra safe. Boom, boom. I think it could play out, chat. I think it can. This is a lot of volume here. I'm gonna give it a... Bro, I can't believe it. I can't freaking believe it. Oh my days, bruh. Oh my days, bruh. What the fuck? Man. Dog, my internet went out. My internet went out. The Starlink wasn't working. Nothing was working. Everything went to shit there. Man, are you kidding me, bro? Like, seriously? Are you serious right now? Shit, man. The Matrix got me. Damn, look at this analysis. Everything was set up. Ready to go. And then this happened. flip. Hey, yo, but congratulations, everybody. You caught this move here. Internet went out. Nothing much I could have done about that. Would have been a nice little dub. So, you know, well done to everybody who caught this move. Managed to secure on this position. There you go. There's an alert. You see my alert. We just got the alert now. Freaking. We knew it, man. We knew it because there's so much volume. Fuck. Look at the size of this minute candle here. We literally dropped like 154 pips in 1 minute. Would have been a beautiful reel. Let's see. We got a few dubs in the chat. I got the sell. Chill another trader around the corner. Yeah, next trade's around the corner. No way. Is gonna make monthly targets with ease. Yo, like, what are the odds, man? Sometimes I find the universe has a sense of humor. Like, these things always seem to happen at the worst possible times. You know, it's like when you're watching a TV show and then they start the whole movie, nothing goes on. The moment the actors start making out, your mom walks in the door or your dad walks in the door. And it's like, hey, what you want for? Oh, what are you watching there, son? It's so weird. Like, why does that happen? Why does that happen? I don't get it. Like, I haven't had the internet go off on me like in ages, and it happens right now, like right at the moment that I'm supposed to take the damn trade. Sheesh. Yeah, sad to see, man. And this thing's gonna drop. That's the thing, it's gonna drop heavy. Because it's already been dropping. Like, we've seen the volume. We've already got in the direction from the market. All we had to do was literally just execute. Hold up. Let me change back my internet. Let me switch over from the Starlink. Let's get them bit rates up. How about looking on the 1 hour time frame? You will see the liquidity grab. Did you pay for the internet or did you get the free one? Well, they should give me a month for free after this. A couple months over there. Looks like a great idea. I trade supply and demand, and I'm waiting for the break of the rejection candle to get triggered into the supply trade. Most likely we will see consolidation before another bang. Well, you know, that's the idea, right? That was the idea for this to happen here. Let's go display settings. recommend. Just give me a second here, guys. Trading view looks a little blurry for some reason. I'm gonna try and refresh it. Oh yeah, that looks better. But you know, the thing about this trade was it's basically the same trade. We've already taken this trade before. A while back, we already took this trade. Well, like where price was moving down heavily and all we had to do was just wait for the pullback. So that's what I mean. Like you shouldn't feel rushed about positions. You should just remain calm. Even like when price has already moved so much. Just wait for little pullbacks that happen and then, you know, you can always get triggered in. Yeah, this, I think it was this. I don't know if it was this day. It looks similar to this day actually. Yeah, price had already moved down. We just waited for the pullback and then it broke the lows and then just continued melting off. See how clean this was? Man, beautiful. Chat, I'm gonna write this here as a... I gotta record this somehow, guys. I gotta record this somehow. But I did the analysis, right? Come on, I did the analysis. That was outside of my control, but I won't write it like I took it. I'll put NA here. NA. I just put an NA. That was not my fault, guys. I was ready for that position. Where was this? This is 440. I just put an NA there. I think that's the abbreviation. NA meaning? What does NA mean? Not applicable. Yeah, not applicable. No, not available. I took 2 SL today and I lost that move. I was in the toilet. You know, there's a time you can go to the toilet is when price seems like it's not moving quickly. It's like moving a bit slow. You can take a risk, but not when it's in such a small accumulation like this. This literally breaks at any moment. Oh, you recovered the previous loss. Let's go. Yeah, I also told you guys I'm gonna hold that trade to recover my previous loss as well. Because we're in the right market condition to do that. And we can definitely have a higher probability that that happens. But you know, when the internet went off, I think my mobile data kicked in for a bit and I heard the notification on my phone. I was like, damn, it's gone. Because trades like this, they really seldom like pull back and take long to play out. The most of the time will play out quite fast. So you say it's basically... Oh, let me get my zoom on. So you can get this tool. Yeah, so it's basically this. This same thing that happened here, distribute to the downside. Same thing that just happened here as well. Small little distribution to the downside too. Oh yeah, imagine it could have been worse. If you lost internet into drawdown, at least you keep safe. Usually at that point, I have to manage like on my phone. I'll just put on the mobile data and then manage on my phone. If it's to that extent. You know what is interesting? How order flow is so nice confidence TFX concepts. Let's see. Man, look at this. I already got the before picture ready. I already got the after picture here. Before and after. See, PA making HL and order flow making HH. So what this means is sellers are observing buyers. So this means sellers are in control. Ah, nice. Yeah, got sellers here in control. Was this like a divergence? Higher high, higher low. Why don't you enter in limit order? Oh, you mean sell stop? I like market execution. So why didn't you get in on your phone if you have management access? Well, think about it this way, tall trader. I have to first manage the stream because, you know, if I'm just trading alone, I can do that. But I have to manage the stream. I have to manage the signal. I have to make sure, like, there's a lot more moving parts on my side. But if it was just like trading myself, then I could easily, like, you know, flip over quickly and then still take the position. When 50k subscribers? Hopefully soon. Come on, guys, sub up if you haven't subbed. What's this? I lost 160 pound on my first trade and made it all back in the last trade and up 40. I was in the toilet too, came back 5 seconds later and placed the order. Should we take another sell idea over here? It could still keep moving down to create like a support. Create a support over there and then get the continuation. I don't know, I'm just gonna monitor it for a bit. But I shouldn't actually, because that was supposed to be the move. That's the thing with trading. It's like when you show up on the chart, you have to take the move that you showed up for. Because if you take a second move and it ends up not playing out, you're in a much more vulnerable position psychologically. But honestly, I would not be surprised to see at the end of this session if we even like end up seeing price come all the way down over here. But it's more like a principle thing, you know? Because this would not be surprising. You could think like, oh, you missed that move, and then later find out like it still had pushed down and you could have still caught a crazy continuation. But it's more about a principle of being disciplined, you know? Would wait for the hourly open for any entries. Oh yeah, we got hourly open here in about 1 minute. Oh, it already just created that support and break immediately. It's already down freaking 63 pips. Famous last words. I'm gonna give it a shot. It cut off at the most exciting part. Let's see. Yeah, it's filled up the range. So you see, this was a plan over here. You see, from this break of support, we're like, damn, you know, 1 minute range looks so nice, and that's currently that's what's been filled up over here. See on the left hand side, price loves to mirror this. So straight down towards support. That's a move. Looks like he gave one decent last push here before it came all the way down. Yeah, it's pretty much done. At this point, what's gonna happen is, because it's at 5 a.m. Eastern candle, we might see price play around this region for a bit until pre-New York. This is like about 528 pip range. This is insane, actually. This whole range was around 337 pips. That's a London volume we like to see. Yeah, I think like on days like this, you have to always, you know, you got to choose your battles in trading. You don't always got to fight every single fight. Like, so on certain days, let's say if you take a loss somewhere and then price still consolidates, you don't have to keep fighting that fight. Like, put yourself in a position where you're going to have the highest chance of the outcome that you want. You know, so like today was like one of those days where it's like you're seeing the selling pressure. And remember what I said about holding trades, right? So someone in the chat said about how they could have held a trade and they could have made a lot of money. Remember what I said, you know, price is going down. Yesterday, you know this. Today, the market just recently showed you this. So if you're going to hold a trade, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable next time you plan for it. You plan for it and say, okay, you know, there's a lot of selling volume. I could hold my trade a bit longer. You see, and then you see how those plans come into fruition, and then it plays out for you nicely. Hey, good morning, trade it. Man, I know you're a London open guy, but bro should have seen the wild volatility in Asia. Yeah, Asia. Let's see what happened in Asia. Sheesh, I didn't even look at Asia today. Well, it looks like it got a big drop in Asia. Like, beautiful little accumulation breakout. Beautiful little accumulation breakout here in Asia. I was just like, that was yeah, then that move got corrected over here. Insane swing. Look at this. Then it just got corrected there. All the way up towards like resistance. Small little accumulation here. Break. Volume. Look at that. Look at that volume coming here. And then it just continued to move up. Move up, move up, move up. Boom. This was that last liquidity grab that we saw before. Above the highs. Completely melted. Really. Same thing here. Same thing for Asia. Even like right here. See that? And that melts off. See this? Look at that. And then melts off. Look how awesome this is. Because a lot of the time you're always gonna wonder, like, how can you catch these moves? You know, it moves so fast. How are you gonna catch this move? A lot of people miss the move. But you know, here we had also an additional confluence. We got a shotgun entry. So it wasn't even just a consolidation breakout, but you also have a shotgun entry right here. Look at this. Little fake out above this area like this. Beautiful selling pressure. Who do you think would feel more comfortable? Let's say there's a buyer over here, right? And then there was a seller right over here. Who do you think would feel more comfortable in a trade like this? You know, like, okay, so if you just remove this because you can see the outcome. It's like, obviously, you know, you really got to consider as a buyer, if you took a buy position like this and you know the selling pressure and you know what gold has been doing of late. So don't act like you don't know this. Everybody in the chat knows what gold has been doing of late with this sells. But yet we're still finding it hard to accept that gold is selling off. You know, don't be like the people who, when they hear about crypto and then they get in crypto late, because you're trading on a day-to-day basis. You should actually have a much stronger feeling of the market than just any random Joe on the street, right? You know this deep down inside. Even the people who thought this was a bad sell idea, you know deep down inside there's selling pressure in the market. So, you know, you just gotta listen to that gut feeling sometimes. You know, it's there also, like, there's a reason why it's there. That's also like a bit of your experience talking. You just haven't found a way to harness that energy yet. So a lot of the time, you're also going to see yourself doing like really good analysis, but you're not executing on your trades. But you should think, let's see, I would be up 1.8% on funded. But this donut called Josh leaves one touch trading on the puts his phone in his pocket unlocked. Okay. So the donut 1, Josh 0. These moves are great. How do you buy from the top? No analysis or trends. Oh, how'd you buy from the top? It's kind of the same idea as when you see volume. When you kind of get some volume indication, like this was, all right, so this was kind of within a range, but you see like situation like this, it's kind of like you're just looking at the volume. You know, when price is moving with momentum, it's much higher probability. Most people would sell up here because they think it's like overbought, but you see it's like price can just keep going. You can just keep going in that direction. For me, it's all about like being in line with the market. You know, when I take my positions, I just look for a decent setup, but it's kind of more about being in line with the market or what the market is doing and just following the market. I don't try to outsmart the market like smart money. You know, smart money is going to draw Fibonacci here and then take a buy over here and say, okay, no, you should go up now. Market breaks support structure and it's showing me that it wants to go down. I'm going down with it. I'm not going to try to outsmart it. That's just how I trade. That's just how I trade. You see, it breaks like a key level like this. I say, okay, you're the boss. Let's go up then. I'm not going to try outsmart you, man. I'm not going to draw another fair value gap somewhere around here and say, no, you should go down. That's how you get whips. The market's going to tell you, oh, you think this line here is going to stop me? All right. All right then.
Bomboka!
Is this the biggest drop on gold? Yesterday was. Yeah, it's most likely gonna play this range here for a bit now. About like 500 pips. Since 2020? Yeah. Since 2020. Some guys here said 2021. Did we get any news when this happened? No, we haven't got any news. Such a move like this, I don't think it's necessarily driven, because usually when, you know, price doesn't typically move like this. So whenever we would see price move like this, we would always check the news. Maybe like some kind of market impact came out that was like unscheduled, and then you see like a big move. But nowadays that's kind of just normal for gold to do such pushes. No, it doesn't look like anything. It looks like we got a bunch of news from Japan over there affecting the yen. Let's guess it's done for the day. What'd you do over here? Damn, look at these positions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Casino. Casino Royale. It's like 5 lot, 10 lot. Let's go. 10 lot. You see, that's why I don't also take a lot of trades, because like for me, if you've been watching me for a while now, you see my vision of the markets, correct? Like we don't always have to have an opportunity. It's always just going to be like a setup phase and then a distribution. Right? What is this? The internet got? No, it's still on. All right, then another setup phase, then a distribution. And then now it's again like in another setup phase. So there's no time to really always be looking for position, because you want to put yourself in the strongest possible position in the market, you know, and that requires waiting. Majority of it is waiting and making sure that you're just showing up at the right time. You know, there's a reason we stream at this time. There's a reason I trade pre-London at that time, and there's a reason I trade pre-NY at that time. So you're going to look at the hourly candles and see how those hourly candlesticks are behaving during the time you're available to trade. Like what kind of pushes do they do? What's the type of psychology that they have usually during that time? And then, you know, you're going to start like understanding your instrument a bit more. It's better than just like trading the whole day. Like you're going to trade the whole day with no like real commitment on the times and understanding like how the markets operate during each section of the day. Because it's true, like the way price behaves during London, it's quite different. It's a little different from how it behaved like during pre-London or New York session time. There's like a small difference. Maximum 3 SL per day for you. Oh yeah, I think maximum, the risk will be depending on how the trade was managed. So if you got your first trade, maybe you're risking like 1.5% and you lose the full amount, then you can call it a day. Maybe if you manage your risk, then you can take another trade. You know, take your second trade of the day. But you're always kind of looking to see how can you be like in a stronger position than the market. So it's always better for you to either manage your risk on the first trade or win your first trade. So at least you can take a second trade and maybe even the third trade if you see something interesting. But if you start off the day bad, then you already got to think of like, how can you protect yourself? You know, depending on how bad that start was. If it makes sense to keep going or call it a day. You're always just trying to put yourself in a better position. Because, you know, that's what the market does. It puts itself in a better position by consolidating most of the time. Because it knows most people can't wait. Most people are impatient. .5% pro trade. You think gold will drop again to 4,000? That was the goal. I think we could hit 4,000 maybe a bit later on. On the next hourly candle, we can continue to have like a wick fill, because you see hourly candle right now is just creating its hourly highs, and then continue to fill this wick over here to continue moving down to 4,000. That was wild. I hadn't seen that red, what do you call it? The red dot of death. I went to my router, my modem, and it was blinking red. I'm like, damn, I got the red death. Didn't that used to happen with consoles as well? Was it like PlayStation or Xbox? The ring of death. I think that's what it was called. Is that an Xbox thing? Xbox ring of death. Man, I saw that thing blinking red. I was like, damn. Yeah, I think this used to happen on Xbox a lot. The ring of death. Man, you'd see this thing and... How do people used to fix this again? What caused this? In retrospect, it's a miracle the 360 survived this. Imagine if 55% of Switch 2s or PS5s just crapped out because of the design flaw. People would want heads to roll. Yeah, that's a different time. Man, nowadays, if something like that happens, it could be quite detrimental to the stock. But this was so common. You're used to it. We were used to this shit. Also on PlayStation 2, when you would get those little things go around, like when it says Sony Entertainment, and then it like disappears. You're like, damn, did the game actually start? Then it doesn't start. Then you gotta pull it out. You gotta blow on it. You gotta put it under the tap. You gotta do all this types of crazy shit. And we were so much more used to things like that back in the days. Yeah, nowadays things are more efficient. Nowadays we have AI. Xbox the Ring of Death. Yeah, that was violation for me because I couldn't get a new one until the next Christmas or birthday. I never owned an Xbox myself. One of my best mates during those years were an Xbox guy. I was always more of a PlayStation or Nintendo. Only thing Xbox had which was good was Fusion Frenzy and Halo. Yeah, Chai, you see it's slow. It's kind of like slowed down, and another big drop. I would say more on the next hourly candle would like make the most sense. That next 6 a.m. candle can pretty much do a really nice drop. But you see, it's thinking about it. It's got this area over here. See, Ali's about to reflip here. Rebreak of the lows. Damn, we might actually see it melt. Rebreak of these lows to fill this area. About like 581 pips. This is when people really make their money. Like, let me tell you some people who you're gonna see like make 10,000, 20K, whatever. This is during the times that they're doing that, when the markets are moving like this. You usually see it during elections, during like geopolitical tensions, and just situations like this as well. That's when people really benefit off that. It's like, it's really important to know when that's happening, because the sooner you catch on to it, the better chances you're going to be able to milk it. Like, for example, let's say you catch on to it quickly, then you're like, damn, okay, you know what? I'm buying the funded challenge right now. this is the time for the funded challenge. I'm gonna get that funded challenge, and then I'm gonna have a higher probability of passing it. Let me just wait for direction. You know what I mean? So you're always giving yourself like the best possible outcomes. That's if you're removing the gambling away from it. But you see, something like that is something like also you have to put the work in a sense to know when those opportunities are arising. But you know, if you tune into the stream, I think you're gonna get like a much better insight of when those opportunities are happening. 1% from passing it, at least get my account money back and some more. Just 1%. You know, hold it. This move could have passed an account. Because with the accounts, you don't want to like be in and out too often. You just want one move that's gonna pass that phase. No, don't be securing. Trust me, don't secure. Just have that move past that phase. You need to get through those phases, those initial phases. Because once you pass, you know, it's fine. You can start risking like, you know, 0.5, 1% a trade. It will still be quite nice. But in the beginning, you got to be greedy with these moves. You can't afford to be in the market for too long. So if you catch the market, man, you got to hold on to that thing. You caught it. You caught, you know, the market's like a, why do you imagine like a market like a Pokemon? You know, like when you're catching those Pokemons and you catch that really hard one and you know you've got it. You gotta keep like holding that shit until you catch it properly. Because you know, if you let it go, catching that bugger again is not gonna be easy. So you gotta commit. You don't hold longer than 10 minutes. You gotta hold it as long as it takes for you to pass. You know, it's like as long as it's within reason. You know, you use a proper risk and put your stop loss to break even when you get the push. And yeah, that workout sucked, but it was good. Nice. Probably gonna work out today or tomorrow again. Like catching trades is like catching Pokemons. It's hard to hold wins. Hard to hold wins, but easier to hold losses, right? See, the mind is not designed for trading. So you got to do the opposite. If you know it's hard to hold wins, that's what you need to do. It's usually what people run away from is where they get their success in life. It's always a thing that most people don't want to do is what you need to be doing. So there's the answer already. You see, at least you have the answer. You just got to do what most people don't like to do. Most people don't like to hold wins. They like to hold losses. Do the opposite. I have a feeling if it re-breaks these lows, it's probably gonna have that wick fill over here. It's still about like crazy 570 pips down to 4,000. Insane. So much volume. See, you see what the market did? Look at this. It came out here because it knew the entries were over here. These are high value areas. So, you know, sometimes when you get those entries, you're going to see price move past that zone, right? Because it's a high value area. This is where a lot of people are trying to get their orders filled. Correct? So, you know, so the market knows this. That's why I said, like, there's a way the market operates, guys. It's anonymous. It's like, it's not just based off buyers and sellers. Like, literally it just moves almost like how it wants to move because it knows like where there's areas. And because this happens so often, and when you have a strategy, you start to see it happen over and over again. Then you're like, hey, hold up now. Hold up now. There's someone behind here actually moving the curtain or something, you know? Contrary to what most people believe. You know, most people believe it's just like people moving markets. Maybe it's a bit random. It's not random, especially when you see stuff like that happen over and over again. These are high value areas. So you just had to come here to test it one last time before it continued moving down. And it's going to do that over and over again. Here in situation like this, got like a small little retest here. You can look at it as a break and retest if you want. But you got an entry at the break of these lows here. Or even if you got it in here. It's like you still get the retest before it continues to go down. It doesn't always do this, but it's definitely more in the market's favor to do this. And then go in that direction. See, it doesn't always do it. Sometimes it gets it and then it just pushes. But it will come back later. Because people are a lot greedier. You know, and they don't manage properly. And maybe they look for something crazy. And also maybe they have a bigger stop loss. Could be the same reason as well. It's not enough profit for them. They're moving to break even as price moves in their favor. Only to take them out before it continues. So it's like basically you can all get into the same trade. But you're all getting in like with a different maybe risk management or a different thesis as to why you think price should continue moving down. But the idea is, how can you put yourself in this box of people? Let's say if these are like the 5% of people who are profitable. How can you sit on this table? You know, it doesn't matter like how you get in here. Maybe you come in with your FEG or you come in with your trend lines. But like, how can you get a seat at the table using what it is that you use? That's the whole thing. It's like, how can you get here? Hey, AD, welcome. Thank you, Omi Wale, for the membership. Let's go. Yeah, I'm holding my trade till break of structure. If I hold my losers, I will hold my winners with manual trading stop loss. Eat like an elephant and shit like a bird. When did you last hold a 2-day gold trade? Never. Last time I held a 2-day gold trade, I don't think... I've held maybe maximum a 1 day trade. Which sucked. Because I couldn't do anything but just wait for a trade to play out. A single trade. And in the end, it hit my stop loss. And during that time, I would have learned a lot more. And you know, that's a good thing about scalping is because you're going to learn a lot more and a lot faster. But when you're doing these 2-day holds, 1-day hold, like that's time wasted that you could have actually been learning PA, because lower time frame, higher time frame, it doesn't matter. Support, resistance, concepts of continuations, they all apply the same. Even on the weekly, monthly time frame, it's all the same all the way down to the 1 minute. The only thing is the 1 minute obviously has a lot more noise. So some strategies, like let's say a shotgun play, can be a little bit more risky. But that's the only thing you gotta consider. You see small little shotgun entry right here. It could definitely be a bit more risky. But at the end, it's all the same thing. They're just candles. Some seller exhaustion now, going to consolidate more before the move. You held a 1 month, that's Swiss franc US dollar. Not holding any more trades overnight. I dream with it. I just want to trade what is the result and then the result, and the next day, yes. It's much better. You get a trade, you're done with the trade, and you can move on. You can go do something else. That's real freedom. I still don't know why people say that trading the higher time frames is freedom. Like, I just don't see it. These are the same people who you're going to find them in drawdowns of like 20-30% of their account. And they were like, oh, higher time frame is so much more free. I don't have to look at the chart. Literally, this is an influencer who did this year. Like, that's what that person says all the time. To find themselves in a 20-30% drawdown. Like, where's the stress-freeness in that? Like, literally, you're just gonna take a trade, 5 minutes, you know you're done with the trade. You're done for the day. You can go focus all your energy on something else. If you're a wife and kids or whatever have you, you're gonna give that full attention. Because most people cannot put the phone away if they're going to be in a trade. Most people just will not. They're going to be grocery shopping and looking at the phone, gymming, looking at their phone. Most people will not be able to resist the urge of looking at that. But if you can stick to 1 or 2 trades a day, then you can call it a day, and I think it's pretty nice. I just came to the realization people are just going to tell you things that they can't do. Because also when I saw trading, everybody was saying the higher time frames, you know, focus higher time frames. But what people are actually telling you is also sometimes it could be just based off what they couldn't do. They couldn't trade the lower time frames. They just couldn't make it work for themselves for XY reasons. So they're going to feel more comfortable to tell you like, hey, I tried this and it didn't work. So I actually think this is going to be a better idea. But once I made that switch and I started looking at the charts for myself, because I'm a quick learner, and for me, lower time frames and reacting quickly and doing this whole thing, it's like a game. It's almost like a game. So I was like, okay, you know, these guys, we're not sharing the same personality as these guys. So let me try and look at something different. Then that's when I started realizing, man, these lower time frames are actually the best time frames to trade. They're more refined. You see the moves before they happen. You know, you get much better information on the LTF because you get more candles print a certain way before moves happen than you would on a higher time frame. So that's just to say, don't let anybody hold you back, you know. If somebody tells you that they took like 2 years to learn how to trade, doesn't mean it's got to take you 2 years. You could do it in a few months. You know, you could probably do it in a year even. Just never compare yourself to anybody else. You always got to be pushing. And then when you think you can't push anymore, you just got to keep breaking barriers and keep pushing through those barriers. Because people are going to tell you 10% is not possible a month. Yeah, fine. Listen to it. Listen to it. That's not my problem. You're not here to impress anybody. You're here to just do what you can do and just keep it moving. Because people are going to set limitations on you. They're going to tell you stuff like, oh, you know, 5%, that's like a maximum. I think, you know, that's more realistic. That's fine, man. That's their reality. You have your own reality you live. You know, you have your own ambitions and goals. Can't all be the same. Yeah, I need to go 110% and be honest with yourself. So fix your problems. Yes, sir. People are only gonna tell you what they can't do. Trading is risky. Opening that business is risky. Still the most goated scene. This is. Oh. It's just like what, montage?
Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. Alright?
Yeah, you can't get advice from people how to live your life. That's one thing, that's a fact.
People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it.
Simple. Do you use EMA 50 or SMA 50? What is the difference? The SMA is actually a little bit more lagging. The EMA is a lot closer to PA, so I like that additional lag. It just looks a lot more smoothened out, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think that's the main difference. So you got 1 hour over here. Got 25 minutes for the hourly closure. It's still flirting with this area. We might actually even see that break and retest of this zone and then get like the fill. See how it closes. See, 25 minutes. It can literally like play in this area the whole time and just push in the last even like 1 minute. And then you're going to see it in hindsight, and maybe it's going to close like this. So it's just like flirting with this area here for a bit. But it seems like it's doing a break and a retest though. So 4 hour. Ended up not having the bottom wick here. And price came, filled that area. But it was coming down anyway, it seems. Got a nice beautiful kiss of death in there too. On that 8 SMA. Exactly, yes, me. Wait, let me read this. Exactly, yes, me as well. Don't understand. You really have to be separated from yourself, but from trade. But me, I can't. Not at this point in time. Maybe in the future. Okay. Everything happens at God's timing. Sometimes we want things to happen right now, but we know it's not yet the time. But we kind of like, as long as you don't lose the vision. And you just, you know, that's going to be at the back of your head. But yes, definitely sometimes it's just like God's timing, you know. You feel somehow that you might not be too ready to do that yet because you're still setting things up. But I would say if you can push through that feeling and just get something started already, start moving in that direction. It's always the best, you know, like baby steps. So you're not putting it off, because a lot of people just put things off. They say they're going to start working out. You know, it's almost the end of the year. We're about to have a fresh new year of New Year's resolutions, and then in the first 2-3 weeks, people are going to be committed, get motivation, and then those ideas that started the year with, they forget about them. You know, because, you know, if you look back at how the year has gone, have you actually accomplished those things you say you're going to accomplish? You know, so you always got to be moving correctly in the right direction, small baby steps, but at least you're moving in that general direction. You don't have to do it all at once. It can be a lot overwhelming to do it all at once. But you do like small bits and pieces, and then it like adds up in the end. Because the people who do all at once, they're the ones who push things. They're the ones who postpone things. They say, oh, I'm going to do this when I have this. Oh, I'm going to do that when I have that. You know, they're the ones who keep postponing because they're waiting to do like a whole big thing at once. Whereas consistency will always triumph that mindset. You know, it's the same reason why water can break a rock. You know, if you're just dripping water on a rock, given the right amount of time, without consistency, the rock's going to break. It's going to crack. Rather than just splashing the rock every now and then with water. You know, you're splashing the rock and you're like, oh man, you know, I got some motivation today. Let me splash this rock. Then after a while, you're going to splash it again. It doesn't have the same effect. Consistency. Consistency, consistency, consistency. That's the name of the game. It's like also that a Russian torture method where they're gonna like tie you onto a chair and then you put your head like this and they drip water on your forehead or your head or wherever, and then after a while of that consistent effort, those little drops, what happens, they start sounding like explosions. Just like a small drop starts to sound like an explosion, like boom, boom. You know, it shows you what consistency is. Like when you get that momentum in life, when you focus on a goal, that's how it starts actually being like. It starts being like more explosive movements. But the truth is you're just being consistent. You've gained momentum. You're still putting in those small effort, but because of the momentum, it's having like a different type of an effect. You know, you can't get that 1%. That 1% might be 1% to you, but to somebody else who hasn't started yet, that 1% seems to be a lot bigger. A lot bigger gap. But for you, it's just 1% because of that small consistent efforts till you got to that point. Oh, it's Chinese water? Chinese water torture. God, like 20 minutes over here. Hey, Pablo. Good morning. God bless you, brother. What's your daily and weekly analysis for gold? I actually started off this week thinking we're going to move up bullish, but yeah, the market shifted and, we shifted along with it. I thought we were going to have this pullback here to 4K was a pricing in for rate cuts for FOMC next week, because we're bullish. We're up like 0.40% when the stream started. And then all of a sudden, price just tumbled. Now we're down negative 1.33%. But I think the rest of the day is probably going to be bearish, to be honest. I don't see the daily reflipping again. So you see, we're just doing a small break and a retest of this zone. Even though the 15 looks clean to keep pushing down towards like around 40.35. Still a break over there. Do you trade indices not on stream but on your own? No. I just trade gold. That's all that I focus on is gold. I'm a gold spot connoisseur. All I know is gold. I think it's really important also to, like, when you come into day trading, is focus on an instrument, and you got to pick this instrument very carefully because it needs to be an instrument which actually moves. So if you end up picking something like GJ, it might be a lot more difficult for you to actually trade and learn properly from. But I've seen GJ has also been having pretty nice moves. But generally speaking, it's not as nice to trade as gold. A lot of people are afraid of gold, but gold respects price action really nicely. Most of the time, if it doesn't want to move in a certain direction, it won't move there. So I think that's why gold is pretty good. See, gold slides below 4,100 amid profit taking, falling more than 1% below 4,100 per ounce as traders book profits, following recent record rallies amid a stronger risk appetite. Yeah, it's already the end of the year here, so people are going to be securing the profit for the year. These higher time frame investors. On Tuesday, bullion had plunged over 5%, marking steepest daily drop since August 2020. Investor optimism was fueled by expectations of easing US-China trade tensions. Yeah, despite the recent pullback, gold remains 60% year-to-date, supported by expectations of further Federal Reserve easing and ongoing geopolitical uncertainties. And that's why I love gold. There's so many like news events, which are just mainstream news events, which are tied into gold. It's not like other pairs where you have to be a bit more nitty-gritty about like the internal politics. This is more like mainstream, This is what the mainstream news, which is usually affecting gold. So it's easier to keep tabs of that and how gold is moving, as opposed to, let's say, if you're trading something like NZD, JPY. Closing their trades to get that money for holidays. Exactly, bro. That's how the boomers do it. Because, the boomers have a lot more money. And that's why for them, it's like, that's why Warren Buffett says, if he can make 2 good ideas a year, that's good for him. Yes, I think investing in gold this year was pretty good idea. Especially with Trump being president, so much volatility with the guy. Obviously, gold as a safe haven will perform well. All right, let's see. The hourly 16 minutes. You see 16 minutes? That's why I would say I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing drop in the last few minutes. Then in hindsight, it looks like it's just been there. It just did a nice break, retest, break of these lows, and then continue dropping. It's not bad. This is the only time this has happened to me in this whole year, that something happened right before a trade. It's the only time. Oh, this thing is saying, what is that? Oh, it's messing up the results up there. So I just gotta leave it blank. US government data might be impacted by shutdown. Let's see, tomorrow we got no news. And on Friday, we have flash manufacturing, core CPI. That's it for Freaky Friday.
We don't do that here.
Yeah, let's put 0. Yeah, but that's it. That's it for the week up ahead. Nothing more beyond that. Fundamentally, I think it's mostly macro driven, all this volume. So we're gonna keep monitoring these drops on gold. See how that weekly is doing. We might close above 4,000 though. Actually, the weekly just went and took out the previous weekly lows. And it started pulling up. Right next to 4K. I think we end up closing above 4K. We'll see. Got 2 more days here. Or maybe we get an engulfing weekly candle. Let's do for a pullback, guys. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 straight weeks of gold buys. Every day we would show up to the chart. All-time high. All-time high. All-time high. Yeah, let's do for a pullback. This thing looks parabolic. But look where it came from. Got a bust stop right here. See that? This is a weekly time frame. So everything happens on the lower time frame like the higher time frame. It's the same thing. The same exact thing. Light work. Light work. It just depends on now if you're willing to actually learn how to read candles. You know, because if you focus on the system long enough, you're gonna be like tying your shoes. You know, you're just gonna see it naturally. And you're gonna understand all the different types of variations and different times of volume that affect the trade. But you have to stick with it. Has anything stood out to you in terms of any tweaks you want to make to your strategy? No, I would say this year was one of the years that required a little more than usual tweaking because of the way the volume has been behaving. You all have seen it for yourself. Like the way the year started was, it's not the same way it's like we're ending. Like you've been seeing how much volume has been coming into the market, you know, so we had to tweak from time to time. Like you see, that's when we introduced swing entry models for having a bigger stop loss. Because we realized that, man, like gold is not giving us our usual 10-15 pip stops. So we needed to tweak same entries, but just allowing for bigger stop loss. Because the moves are going to push a lot more. So we've done like small tweaks here and there throughout the year. But the strategy kind of like basically remains the same. The concept remains the same. But nothing major. You don't want to go back to the drawing board. And that's why I say like having a solid foundation is important. So you don't have to go back to the drawing board. Like if you build a house on a solid foundation and you want to change something about the house, how it looks, you don't have to go and redo the whole house again. You know, so like once you get that solid foundation, it's like the rest of it is much easier. But I'm gonna call it a stream here, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Hope you all enjoyed. And yeah, don't overtrade and watch out for more sells. Adios.